Hi guys, good morning. Today is the 5th of June 2021. You are welcome to Catfish Solution Place and Academy, where you enjoy very good tips on how to grow catfish, on how to build catfish, and how to set up a successful catfish business. My name still remains Biodun Dutala DTM. I am the anchor of Catfish Solution Place and Academy, also the anchor of Catfish Solution Place. Today is the 5th of June 2021, and today I'm having Presence. Presence is my big mommy from Ikoyi in Lagos. Ikoyi is in the highland, that means Victoria Island, Victoria Island axis. So they are here from the island to the mainland to get some good seeds for a petty catfish rearing in their compound. So as you can see on this video, they are doing the sorting and counting for them for having a sorted fish, that means seeds, for them to stock. So with that, I would like to advise you and give you a brief tutorial on how to achieve a fast-growing fish in your farm. On this video, I've been having lots and loads of training, as you can see, for them, because they are with me for over 2 hours. And so we are having a lot of tips and a lot of information. So with this information, I will be sharing some of the information with you here, which are: number one, to get a very good quality, to get being successful in the catfish business, you must first understand your spacing. What I mean by your spacing is that you're stocking your carriage capacity. In here, as you can see, we are in the breeding point of my site, and what we do is that we do a lot of seeds here. As you can see in the tanks, we have a lot of 2 to 3 weeks fryers. So we are taking time in building a very good seed for you to grow, which we are giving them a serious monitoring. But while doing that, our stocking carriage capacity for the seed is being weighed. We check the carriage capacity so that the fishes can do well and as required. What I mean by that is that by 5 to 6 weeks, our fishes should eat fingerlings, and by 7 to 8 weeks, the fishes should eat post fingerlings, and by 9-10 weeks, the fishes should hit juvenile size. So if we are giving out, let me say, a juvenile size to you in your pond, and maybe you are having a pond of 1,000 liters of water, the carriage capacity will tell you, if you are going to grow out, you need at least 80 pieces of fishes in that pond. So if you are making a commercial business, that simply tells you that you cannot grow more than 80 to 90 pieces on a 1,000 liters of tank. So taking into cognizance of your carriage capacity in a successful cartridge business is highly, very important. And there's a models of doing this. There are a lot of ways you can get to know your calculation on stocking density, that means your carriage capacity, which you can, if you don't really understand that, I'll be releasing a video very soon on how to calculate that, and that means the easiest way, because there are a lot of ways people do their calculations, but to me, I normally works on a different principle. That means that is working for me. So I'll be sharing with you very soon on how I do my own calculation, which does not involve a lot of terminologies and lot of big grammars that can, because I do the work as a farmer, is that a farmer should be related in a layman understanding, which I'll be bringing to you soon on how to calculate your carriage capacity. So make sure that you watch out for the video. And again, another factor that is very key and important is your water management. Note, there's a difference between water and water parameters and water management. So I'm still talking about your water management. Your water management is how often do you change your water? How often do you control your water? These are very important. I had a question giving supplying a client some seeds, and the question is that, can he be changing water once a week? Fine. If you have collected a seed from the start, maybe you collected fingerlings or juvenile, and your carriage capacity is very big enough to accommodate 1,000 pieces of fish, and your water is being pumped to the brim, that simply tells you your water will not get polluted easily. So that really means that you can still give a lot of ways before changing your water, managing your water. But if you have a lower carriage capacity, it is very advisable for you to change your water daily. So for those that have been watching my videos and have been seeing me on my breeding side, you can attest to it that every time my pond is very clean, and I change water very early every day. So that means I'm changing water to make sure that I manage my fryers. It makes them very active. It reduces their mortality, and it makes them respond to feed as required. So that really means I will not want to restrain them from their growth. That is what people said, you are stunting your fishes. So in order not to restrain them from their growth, good water management is what you need to prevent them on those parameters. So changing your water, as I just explained to you, will know that if you change your water, this will help your fishes to grow very fast. Unlike other people that are using recirculatory system or semi-recirculatory system. But if you are using a flow-through system, that simply means you need a very good water in order to reduce the buffer of ammonia in the water present in your water, and to make sure that your water get a very good breath to allow them that successful growth you really required on them. And again, if your fishes are not feeding well, there are a lot of factors that can deter them from not feeding well. Some of the factors are: one, the weather. That means the climate change can affect them. If they are in the cold weather, that means in the cold season, that means maybe rain is falling and the atmospherical condition of that your area is very, very low. So that really simply means your fishes will not really feed well as required. So what do you do to that? By the time, especially when you have a higher and higher carriage capacity. What I mean by that is that if you are running a grow out and maybe you still have a smaller fishes like juvenile jumbo size in your pond and the carriage capacity is of a big size, so that means your water level by the time you touch it will be cold. So, and when it is cold, the response to feed will be very, very low. Unlike when you have an huge capacity of a carriage capacity, that means when your fishes are big and they are already at the peak of their carriage capacity. With that, because they are big, they will by themselves, because of their body, controls the water temperature. As I said earlier, as a woman, as a woman, fish themselves to controls their water. So the water can be well controlled, and by the time you notice those kind of fishes, you realize they are feeding very well. But if your fishes are not feeding very well and all these parameters, all these factors has been taken care of, that simply tells you there's something wrong with your fishes. Because for your fishes not to respond well as required, that really means maybe there's an infection somewhere which you need, is a sign now. And that sign is to tell you, to guide you in order to check all those things before it strikes. So the one thing you do is that when you make sure that your water is not congested or polluted, when you have already taken care of the temperature of your water, and you make sure that your water is very, very clean. So by the time you feed them and they are not really responding to feed, I will advise you go on medication immediately. And what are the fastest and the easiest medication you can get around you without you going to an agro store, without you disturbing your brain on some grammatical medicals that sometimes you can't find in your location? I will advise you now. So in case you find yourself in such a condition, one of the things you do is that, one, get a table salt. Get a table salt. A lot of people do go for industrial salt, which sometimes may not be accessible to you in the location you have, which I know perfectly that table salt, that means the kitchen salt we are using in cooking, is everywhere. We can find it everywhere. We can find it, even anybody by your side of your farm can give you for free. So in order for you not to be going around to look for an industrial salt, which can take you 2 or 3 days sometimes to get, so make sure that you get a table salt in order to prevent them from the outbreak. So how do you do the application? Make sure that your water is very, very neat. That means make sure that you change your water. So once you change the water, get a 1 kilo of table salt into a 1000 liters of water in order to treat them. So that is the first step. So how do you do the application? The application is that take a 1 kg of a table salt, mix in a bowl, in like a 10 liters of water bowl or 5 liters of water bowl. Mix and make sure that you sprinkle. You make sure that you sprinkle evenly into your pond. You sprinkle it when the fishes are there. You can sprinkle it when the fishes are not inside. Nothing will happen to them. So don't be afraid, because salt do cure fish and do kill fish if the application of your salt solution is very, very high. So make sure that you do this application immediately. Make sure that you apply that application immediately. Another thing you can do is that, peradventure you can get the salt very easily, and you are in the farm settlement and you have something like bitter leaf, you have something like saint leaf, you have something like dongoyaro leaf, you have something like popoye leaf. What you do is that, make sure you get any of these plants. They are organic way of treating your fishes very, very fast. And before I go into that, let me just take you back into the duration of the salt bait. If you are having a lower capacity of, so maybe the water in your tank is at least 500 grams, make sure that after the salt application, increase the water of your pond. So I was talking about the organic way of treating your fishes. Maybe you are in the farm settlement and you can get those treatment around you very, very fast. You can squeeze any of this leaf or blend any of this leaf. Some of the applications are inside my video on YouTube. You can go and watch. So squeezing or blending will help. So squeeze, blend, make sure that you remove only the fermented liquid and accept the leaves, especially if you are still having fryers, juvenile, that means infant seed in your pond. Because why I'm advising you to remove all the leaves, that means is that, one, this may block the outlet of your pond, and by the time you are running your water, you may be having difficulties in removing them. So make sure that you use a sieve. You can use a chiffon net, that means the woman's scarf, or this sieve that they use in sieving pap. Make sure that you use it to sieve out, to sieve off the wasted leaves from the fermented liquid, so that you can have pure fermented liquid. So this, you apply it into your pond. The application is, if you are using a bitter leaf, or you are using a dongoyaro leaf, or you are using there's a leaf we call sharp leaf. I will try to get the botanical name for you. So that too is very, very effective in order to cure any bacterial infection, any parasitical infection, or if there will be any fungal infection that can affect your fishes. So the application states that you use a 1 liters of it into a 1,000 liters of water in order to prevent your fishes from any outbreak, and these can stay in your pond for 24 hours. So you don't need to be scared about that. By the time you do the application, you can leave your fishes for at least 10 hours, 6 to 10 hours, and you feed them. While feeding them, you can get yourself a tetracycline outside. That means the pharmaceutical shop around you. You get a vitamin C, which is very, very important too as well, and you can mix with glucose. Use this, add it into the feed that you are giving them. Once again, mix it with the feed you are giving them. With this kind of application, that means you'll be treating them internally and externally. So make sure that you get this application for them. So by the time you treat your fishes, you give them clean water for at least 3 days. You will notice that your fishes are very, very healthy and they are responding to feed as required. These are some of the parameters that I can check and aid you from becoming a successful catfish farmer. So this is the season 1 of this video. I'll be taking you through some of the rundowns of this lecture in the season 2 too as well. So make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube page as you're watching. Make sure that you share. Make sure that you invite other people to join and subscribe to the YouTube page, so that you won't be missing all these kind of a beautiful lectures you are enjoying for us. Once again, I thank you, madam, from visiting me from Ikoyi. I so much appreciate you. God will bless you. God will bless your business. As I pray today, oh Lord, God will increase your strength. Where you thought is being blocked, God will open it for you. God will grace your business. So I so much appreciate you. I so much appreciate all that subscribe to my YouTube page. I so much appreciate all those that are calling. I so much appreciate all those that believes in me. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you, and God bless you. May God strengthen and increase your strength. I so much appreciate you guys for your subscription, for your notification, and for your feedbacks. Thank you once again, and God bless you.